Former FBI Director James Comey recently shared a photograph on social media that many interpreted as a direct threat to Donald Trump. He deleted the post almost immediately, but the image had already begun to circulate. The subsequent explanation for the image focused on a coincidence, claiming the photograph simply captured a random arrangement of shells found on a beach, rather than a choreographed message. Legal analysts noted that while the post appeared reckless, the federal system does not have a statute that criminalizes poor judgment or being stupid. This comparison shows the high legal bar required to separate protected speech from an actionable threat. Under the First Amendment, a post generally requires a clear, immediate intent to cause harm to move from a protected opinion into a criminal category. Given these constitutional guardrails, the likelihood of a prosecutor securing a criminal conviction for a deleted photo of seashells is remarkably low. This creates a strange contradiction. If the poster admits it was an error and the legal path to a conviction is blocked by the Constitution, the standard reasons for a criminal prosecution seem to vanish. This suggests that we might be looking at the case through the wrong lens, and that the courtroom is serving a purpose other than a final verdict. If a guilty verdict isn't the primary objective, the pursuit of legal action becomes a tactic, one that points toward a different strategic motive. That motive is rooted in the volatile political environment of the last few years, where the scale of public discourse has reached a breaking point. We've seen this tension manifest in physical danger, with Donald Trump facing multiple assassination attempts in a single week. Experts link these acts to a rhetoric-to-violence pipeline, a model showing how aggressive speech funnels down into real-world action. The process begins at the top with high-profile figures using existential language, framing opponents as threats to the country, or calling on supporters to rise up. Representative Maxine Waters is frequently identified by critics as a key contributor to this environment, often using the kind of high-stakes language that populates the top of that pipeline. Even without intent to spark violence, these messages enter a dangerously unstable public square. At the bottom of the channel, this constant stream of existential warnings influences isolated individuals to interpret the rhetoric as a call to arms. Recontextualizing the original social media post reveals it as another piece of high-level rhetoric being fed into this already overheated system. With traditional debate failing to lower the temperature, those targeted by this rhetoric are now turning to forceful new mechanisms to disrupt the pipeline. The primary strategy behind pursuing a legally weak criminal charge is the deliberate creation of overwhelming systemic friction. An indictment forces a person into a grueling loop of hiring expensive lawyers, draining their finances, and losing months of time to a defense. This legal pressure acts as a behavioral deterrent. The personal cost of mounting an inflammatory post begins to far outweigh any momentary political benefit. This serves as a warning shot to the broader political ecosystem, signaling that fueling the fire will now result in immediate and immense personal difficulty. For a leader dealing with regular threats to their life, using the legal system this way is a demonstration of strength, a way to ensure detractors face a fraction of the pressure they have helped generate. This tactic is controversial because it leverages the bureaucracy of the court system as a weapon, regardless of whether a trial ever reaches a final judgment. By the time a defendant proves their speech was protected by the First Amendment, the financial and personal exhaustion of the trial has already achieved the desired effect. In this high-stakes environment, the legal process has shifted away from a search for guilt or innocence. It has become a tool of endurance, where the crushing weight of the trial itself is used to force a change in the national conversation.